Scene script. Have you ever wondered how a computer works? What magic happens behind that bright screen? Well, let's unravel this mystery together. At its core, a computer is a marvelous machine that processes information. It's a symphony of interconnected elements, each playing a crucial role. Think of it as a bustling city. The hardware, like buildings and infrastructure, forms the physical landscape. It's tangible, you can touch it. It includes components like the processor, memory, and storage devices. On the other hand, software, like the city's laws and regulations, governs how everything operates. It's intangible, but it's what makes a computer come to life. The software includes the operating system, applications, and all the data the hardware processes. The harmony between these elements allows us to browse the web, write documents, play games, and so much more. So, to understand the magic behind the screen, we need to delve into the depths of the computer. First off, let's start with the Central Processing Unit, or CPU. This is the brain of the computer. Picture your own brain, buzzing with thoughts, ideas, and commands, and you'll have a rough idea of what a CPU does. The CPU is a little powerhouse, a complex piece of technology that performs millions of calculations each second. But what's truly fascinating is how it does it. It's a four-step dance of fetching, decoding, executing, and storing instructions. Let's break it down. Fetching is the first step, where the CPU retrieves an instruction from the computer's memory. Think of it as a chef getting a recipe from a cookbook. Next, the CPU decodes the instruction, understanding what it's being asked to do. This is like the chef reading the recipe and figuring out the ingredients and steps involved. Now, we move to the execution phase, where the CPU performs the instruction. Our chef is now cooking, adding ingredients, stirring, baking, doing whatever the recipe demands. Finally, in the storing phase, the CPU saves the result of the instruction. The chef has finished cooking and serves the dish. That's a lot for one component, but the CPU doesn't work alone. It interacts with other parts of the computer. The CPU communicates with the memory, both short-term or random access memory, RAM, and long-term or storage memory, retrieving and storing data as needed. It also interacts with the computer's input and output devices, processing the information you type or click, and delivering the results to your screen. The CPU and these components work together in a seamless ballet, making your computer experience smooth and efficient. Now imagine this four-step dance happening millions of times per second, with multiple instructions being processed simultaneously. It's a testament to the marvel of modern computing. Without the CPU, a computer would be nothing more than a collection of parts. It's the CPU that brings everything to life. Next, we have the random access memory, or RAM. This is the computer's short-term memory. Now imagine RAM as a temporary workspace where your computer keeps track of the tasks it's currently working on. It's a playground for the Central Processing Unit, or CPU, the brain of the computer, where it stores the instructions and data it needs immediately. The magic of RAM lies in its ability to provide the CPU with instantaneous access to this data. When you open an application, the relevant data is moved from the hard drive to the RAM because it can be accessed much faster there. The size of the RAM plays a significant role in the performance of the computer. A larger RAM means more space for the CPU to store data it needs to process. This translates to more applications running smoothly at the same time, faster load times, and an overall smoother user experience. So, the RAM is crucial in ensuring that the CPU has quick access to the data it needs to execute instructions efficiently. Scene script. Then we have the hard drive. This is where the computer's long-term memory is stored. Think of the hard drive as a vast storage unit, a warehouse if you will, where all the data and software programs are stored for the long haul. It's a place where everything you save on your computer, from your high school photos to your latest work presentation, is safely stored away for future use. Now there are two main types of hard drives: hard disk drives, or HDDs, and solid-state drives, or SSDs. Each has its strengths and weaknesses. The traditional hard disk drive, or HDD, uses magnetic storage to write and read data. Imagine it as a record player, with data being written and read on a spinning disk. It's a tried-and-true technology, and it can store a lot of data at a relatively low cost. On the other hand, solid-state drives, or SSDs, are the new kids on the block. They use flash memory to store data, which means there are no moving parts. This makes SSDs faster, quieter, and more durable than HDDs. However, they are also more expensive. Whether you're using an HDD or an SSD, the function remains the same: to store your data and software programs for the long term. So, the hard drive is like the computer's personal library, storing everything from your favorite music to important documents. Finally, we come to the motherboard. This is the central hub of the computer. Now you may be wondering, what exactly is a motherboard and why is it so important? Well, the motherboard, in simple terms, is the main circuit board of the computer. It's like the grand central station where all the trains, or in this case the various components of the computer, meet. You see, the motherboard is responsible for connecting all the different parts of the computer. It's the link between the CPU, RAM, and hard drive. It's what allows these components to communicate with each other. Think of it this way. The CPU, RAM, and hard drive are like the different departments in a company. Each department has its own function, but they all need to work together to achieve the company's goals. The motherboard is like the company's communication system that allows these departments to coordinate their work. The motherboard facilitates this communication through various slots and connectors where the CPU, RAM, and hard drive are installed. These slots and connectors allow electrical signals to flow between the components, allowing them to exchange information and work together. So the motherboard is like the computer's nervous system, transmitting information between all the different parts. It's the unsung hero of the computer world, quietly and efficiently ensuring that everything runs smoothly. It's the central hub, the heart, the nerve center of the computer. Without it, none of the magic that happens when you turn on your computer would be possible.